Yo, what up, dude?
Uh, you got here a little bit early, right?
Yeah, we like to get here before the party starts.
That's the best time.
Absolutely.
So, how are you? How are you doing these days?
Doing good, man. Doing good. How you doing?
Doing awesome. Well, a little bit busy though. For the last 2 months have been just crazy.
Damn.
Where
Fuck
are you
yeah.
calling from?
I am in the shit landscape of Florida.
Florida. Why is it
Florida.
shit?
Uh the people suck. If anybody lives here in Florida, I'm sorry. People suck. It's flat as hell. The weather sucks. I'm from Maine, so where I come from, it's just nonstop snowstorms and it's always cold. So like that's what I like. But yeah. Florida's all right. It's all right.
How you
Not my
ended
cup of
up
tea.
there then?
What's up?
How you ended up there then?
I took a job actually, job position down here. Ironically, I quit last Monday because my boss is too much for me. Yeah, when he thinks that COVID is a hoax, I gotta dip. I gotta get out of there. So, but yeah, moved down here for a job. Moving back home pretty soon now.
To me, right?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Okay, nice to hear that.
Where are you from?
Well, that's interesting. Right now I'm in St. Petersburg, Russia.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, so it's a little bit cold here also.
Yeah. Yep. I dig it. Sounds like home for me. I'd love to check
Uh,
out Russia.
Best weather to work.
Right? When you work in cold weather, you just want to get shit done so you can get warm.
Let me check what's our price here. Hmm. Hi guys, who's also here?
Hey,
Where are you calling from?
I'm from Spain, man.
From Spain. Oh, is it still hot in Spain?
Well, it's getting chillier and chillier every day now.
And yeah, is there a good blockchain landscape in Spain? It's just just a couple words.
Well, yeah, it's okay, yeah.
Okay.
When are you the first talking, or are we going to talk after you? How is that going, more or less?
Okay, so the agenda for today is that the way it works is that I'll just give a quick intro on how that it all works, what we've been up to, because that's actually, frankly, the first community call that we have at all. Then we'll have 5 speakers talking their parts about just the way they want to talk about it. Each will have 5 minutes, and then we'll have like 25-minute open conversation.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm glad that we have an open conversation before that. That's
So, are you actually a coder, or are you? What are you doing with Rarible?
well, I'm product lead basically. So I'm in crypto since 2012. I'm researching the space and trying to navigate it.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Well,
So
Don, I'm gonna take the opportunity. I saw your video on YouTube. There was a blockchain center video that you were a part of, and I just thought you were so cool. And like,
nice.
Rarible is an incredible idea. Like, I've ever since I found out about it, I've been logging on every day. I've like started to put up my own art and things like that. So I just think it's such a great platform, and you're killing it. Like, what an amazing like innovation in NFT and DeFi. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah,
So,
I check Rarible more than I check Facebook now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm quite curious to see to learn how does it work for you for the power users who check Rarible often. Like,
so
are
the
you
first thing I
buying a
do
lot?
is I look at all, like I go to the main page and I see who's trending. So that's where I see, what are the hottest like artists and artworks. That's like the first thing I look at.
Is it okay to just go and scroll over the whole bunch of stuff and then leave, just not buying
The
anything?
interface is perfect. You can't even make any change. It's perfect. So yeah, I mean, I love it. I think it's a great website. It's so much better than any of the other ones, like Super Rare or
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. Yeah.
50s or anything. It's like it's so much better by like 10 times, I think.
It's like the best mix between Instagram and NFTs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Whoever
Awesome.
did your design is like amazing.
Oh, that's our head of design, Ilya. He is from Russian big tech company, Russian Google. I don't know if you're familiar with that, Yandex.
Not really.
Not really, yeah. So yeah, we have a Russian Google, and they've got a lot of stuff, Yandex Taxi. So they've been quite successful in implementing all the big tech business models in Russia. So he's got a lot of experience in doing great stuff.
That's awesome.
Okay. Yeah, just curious. So saying like best mix between Instagram and NFT, do you believe at some point we can have just the this scrolling, I don't know, TikTok, just when you just
that would be a nice one, yeah. Because then you can get people just scrolling like all the day, just watching art. That would be very nice.
yeah, other guys, you wanna take place here? We don't have much time left. Rarible victim is connecting to the audio. Okay. Luke, Yosho, Coco, how are you guys?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing awesome. Doing awesome. I love when it's hot on the market.
Yeah, I gotta agree that the UI UX is just really top notch. It's great design overall. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thanks a lot. That's what we've been really up to from the very beginning.
Nice.
Hi.
So what's kind of like your biggest goal for Rarible in like 10 to 20 years? Like what's your ultimate end goal for this platform?
Oh, nice. Well, I do believe that I will answer that during my first speech, but in general, we want to build a protocol here, and we want to build and we want to put all the digital content into that protocol.
Yeah, sounds great.
Okay. Let me just remind everyone that we're starting. I guess we'll wait for a little bit. Jorgen, hi.
I made it
Thank you for
happen.
joining. It's
1
late at
a.m.
your
in the
place.
morning.
1 a.m.
I think last time it was your 1 a.m.
I believe so. Yeah, last time I connected quite late. Okay, so yeah, I believe we're waiting for a while now for everybody to connect. Let me just check the list.
Hello.
Hi. Justin. Hey, Justin. Where are you calling from?
I'm with BitBoy Crypto.
Oh, BitBoy Crypto. Nice. I was happy to see your growth lately.
Oh. Thank you.
Not everyone was happy to see that though.
But you were happy to see which one now?
I said that I was happy to see your growth on the market.
Oh yeah, man, it's been amazing. Ben, well, it's actually Ben. I think we're waiting for Ben. I don't know if he's on yet.
Oh yeah.
Let me jump out and check and see if when Ben's jumping on.
Everybody.
Hey, what up? BitBoy coming in with the green screen. What a savage.
Yeah, man, that's how we do it, man.
What a savage.
That's it,
I
man.
like it.
Go
My
hard
man.
couple times.
Okay. Let me just check if we're waiting for the speakers yet. It's getting crowded.
Oh, we got the other green screens coming out. Oh, Jesus.
I do believe that's actually not the green screen, but you can do that with your own.
Nice chroma skin color. I love it.
I was about to say, his face is green. What's up with that?
Hey, Peter.
So do you want to start already? Because
Yeah,
I
just
was
checking.
one of the speakers, and if you want to, I can go first if you want to.
Do we have? Just checking. Do we have a Sutton here?
Yeah, it's me.
That's you.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
you.
I'm
Awesome.
Alex. I'm Alex Sutton, but everybody calls me Sutton.
Hey, Jake.
Hey guys, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Perfect.
Great.
Okay, then I believe we have everyone on board. Let's start. So the way it works for us today is that I'll give a short intro, like 5 minutes, talking about the Rarible, our long-term goals, how we get here, and then we have 5 speakers, so with their own topics that will go one by one. I don't get the exact sequence, I guess, but we'll figure it out. And then we'll have an open discussion for about 25 minutes where everyone will be able to ask their questions. So, okay, well, I see we just went from the one screen. I love to see so much people today here. Okay. So you probably a lot of you probably know me. I'm Alexander Salnikov. I'm product lead at Rarible. I'm responsible for the product. Basically, I do the market research. I've been in crypto for a long time now. I've seen 2 bull markets. I'm talking to the people, to the users, to the projects. I'm prioritizing the features and just trying to navigate the space and to understand like what should we build for Rarible to make it great. So I don't know that when you join Rarible, everyone who's here today, but we went live on November 2019 as just a simple platform, which thesis was to let's experiment on NFT space. Let's find what's great in the NFT space. Let's find what be the killer use case for the NFTs. So we created just an open-ended platform, everyone helping create your NFT and sell it right away. And basically this paid well. We've invested a lot of our efforts into building the great UX and UI, and the CryptoArt community discovered the platform and started advocating for that. Since then, we've been growing quite fast, 50 to 100% month to month. And this summer, we launched the governance token. It was well met by the community. CoinDesk did a piece on it. So this is where we're now, and basically the agenda of today's call is how do we grow Rarible. So right now we account for about 60% of the NFT market share, considering like the current state of the market, and we're general believers and the NFT. Well, crypto has two problems now. The crypto market is small and the crypto market is difficult. And NFT is the missing piece to basically bridge that gap between the difficult but awesome crypto and the mass audience. This is where the Rarible stands. So our long-term goal for now is first to build the self-governed protocol with the help of all of you guys, and second to put all the digital content that is out there into this protocol. I believe this is the general introduction that I wanted to make. Happy to have everyone here on the call.
Thanks, Alex, for the introduction.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Awesome.
Happy to be here.
Okay, I'll pass the word to Jake now. I believe I'll pick him as the first to speak, just because if you know guys, Jake is okay. Yeah, this is the problem of having an open Zoom.
Bye, Hector.
La grasa va a atacar este grupo. Se recomienda la evacuación inmediata de todos los miembros para no sufrir consecuencias graves. Tras constar.
Okay. Okay, guys. Now I believe you'll need to raise hands if you want to unmute yourself, because that's the only way to go now. So I'll unmute Jake and let him present. You probably know our partners, Coin Fund. They've been always with us, always helpful. We love them so much. Okay, Jake, I'm muting your.
Awesome.
Thanks. Talk now.
Thanks, Alex. You guys can hear me, yes? Just wait. Okay, great. Wonderful. So thank you so much for having me. Super excited to be here. Been obviously helping to work on this project for most of this year. Really excited about the growth that we've seen. I think we have so much more to go. The question is how to grow Rarible. And the answer is, I don't know. It's probably a bunch of different things, but let me talk about a couple of things that I think are important. One thing I think that is important is mobile experience and raising just engagement, right? So we see Rarible is one of the few platforms, relatively speaking, that has even just basic like social functionality like follows. And this idea of following sort of your favorite creators and then being notified and engaged when they create work, I think is really powerful. And one of the reasons I think it's powerful is because at Coin Fund, we were small investors in a company called Additional back in 2019. And this was really the first mobile approach to NFT generation. And the results were very good, right? Like we were able to convert like most crypto artists that sort of existed in the world at that time to Additional because of this like high engagement format. And so that's one of the things I think is really important. The other thing is like a lot of, if you guys have read our thesis that we published on NFTs, I think NFTs have started out as people trading pictures of cats on blockchains. But really to get to the next level, we have to be extremely, we have to kind of shift our perspective there, and we have to get to a view of NFTs more as a financial asset class. And so what we wrote in the thesis was we said, what NFTs really will be in the future will be liquid intellectual property for digital content. And so when you start to think about what that means in practice, I think like one of the things that it means is that we need to actually put NFT creation into a more legal framework. And just to be clear, I think the long-term end game of this is to go on something like Aragon, right? Like in blockchain, there's like this longer term end game of We really are heading for a global digital jurisdiction where we could do commerce on the internet. And that jurisdiction will provide dispute resolution and things like that. We're not there yet, but what we can do now is use the traditional jurisdictions that we have to establish property rights for the buyers of NFTs. And so what this looks like, it might be that when you are an NFT creator, you say, legally speaking, in such and such a jurisdiction, I confer to the buyer of this NFT the right to own, to lend, to resell, to earn royalties from this work, maybe to put it in a movie, or something. And by the way, that could be like really flexible, just in the same way that people have different open source licenses today in sort of the IT and development world. You can have different property rights that NFT owners confer. And the last thing to say about it is, if you guys haven't noticed, what's starting to happen right now a little bit is that recording artists are coming to NFTs. Like we've seen Rack, we've seen a couple of recording artists create social currency, and we're starting to see more and more, first of all, recording artists do NFT-based works, and we're starting to see more experienced and professional, just like digital art creators, also come in. Now, if you know anyone who's a real, quote unquote artist or creator, someone who makes a living by selling works out in the world, you'll know that or the property rights to their work is an incredibly important issue for them, to the point that some professional artists won't even touch NFT platforms today unless they have certain guarantees. So I think like one of the things that gets NFT platforms and Rarible to the next level is thinking through those issues and launching something that starts to speak to kind of like the legal property rights nature of these things. So engagement, I think innovating on property rights is an important piece. And the third piece is, I would say, is like very standard. It's just like any marketplace, like we need to control quality. We need to control the ability to search through works better. We need to moderate better. We need to prevent things like wash trading better, right? Like all these like kind of community moderation issues are today on this roadmap of gradual decentralization, where it starts with the Rarible team working very, very hard to do it, and over time becomes more and more in the hands of the community and so forth. So I think those are that usability and that kind of community ownership of all of those things, would be like the third thing for me. So let me stop there, and I'd love to hear kind of reactions to that or thoughts, or if someone disagrees, like I'd love to know.
Oh yeah, I believe I allowed everyone to unmute themselves. So yeah, any questions? Any short question for Jake right now, or we can discuss it all just at the end in the open call.
Yeah, I'd like to say something. So I think that what you're saying in regards to trying to grow the platform, like that's all good. To me, the number one issue that people are having, you kind of touched on it a little bit when you talked about the quality control, but like I put out cards and a day later, people put out thousands of cards that were duplicates or screenshots of what I did. And, when you're able to have that much, and like I got a lot of messages from people that were saying like, oh, we bought this card, it wasn't the right card. We actually ended up sending some for free to some of those people that had done that had bought the fraudulent cards, but there weren't enough. We don't have enough cards, for all those. And I think that, the biggest problem, when you're trying to talk about the quality control, and also the verification system is broken. Like it is really, really, really broken. It's hard to get verified on here. I think the only reason I actually got verified, I'm pretty sure, is because I complained on Twitter about it. But everybody doesn't have that kind of platform to be able to do that. And, we've seen a lot of messages, like even there's been people asking in the chat over here about it, and it's all in a group. To me, I think one of the great ways to grow the platform is to like actually be a little more involved with the community itself from the team. When you have people put in requests, a ton of requests, and you don't have any way to get those verified, that's what breeds all this, all the fraudulent stuff. I know, like Ivan, messaged me yesterday. I was like, how'd you get verified? Even he was having trouble doing it. And especially when you're talking about recording artists and you want like actual like big name people that have platforms to come on to Rarible, that's going to have to get fixed. I mean, if somebody is a recording artist that actually is making a living doing that, they're not going to put up with having to wait that long to get verified. They're going to move on to the next thing. So I think those two things, the verification, along with trying to make sure that all the fraudulent stuff gets dealt with quickly. And I mean, decentralization is not a zero-sum game. It's decentralized or it's not. So there does have to be, I believe, some kind of moderation there. I will mute. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks a lot. I believe you've touched probably all the questions that are on everyone's mind right now. I believe we'll move those to the end of the speakers, because I believe we will just discuss all of them for the 30 minutes just after we all finish here. So excellent points made. Let's address them just after everybody's got to talk. So I'll pass the word to the Alex Sutton here. Alex, just give it. Alex, you're on mute. Let me unmute you.
Okay, so I'm Alex. I'm from Spain, but everybody calls me Sutton. And I go straight into trying to build something and go forward. So first idea will be making splitting fees easy. So for example, if I'm a music producer and I want to collaborate with an artist or something, make a collection or something, that I can easily split the shares with him. So maybe 50-50%, for example. And the second idea will be making art that you can feel. So what do I mean with that? For example, with 3D art, I think it would be cool if you can like swipe and turn around the NFT. I think that would be very cool, because for example, with the Pokemon medals, you have to clean them, and I think that's a very cool like trick or something that makes people think that the NFT is real. And the third idea I have is to actually take a part of the fees and make them into YUSD. Whoops. And actually make them into YUSD, because I think we've already partnered with them, and I think it will be a faster way to move forward and grow the ability of Rarible, of maybe fund accounts of people that don't have the money to mint, for example. So we empower artists. And the last thing I will say is that I just got verified yesterday, I think. And for example, Ivan and Tech and Big Boy got verified in a day. So I don't really know what you're complaining about. I just wanted to say that, because it's actually difficult for artists to get verified. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you very much.
Awesome, Alex. Thanks for the great points. Just to sum up, I heard about 3D art. I heard about more easy collaboration, and I heard about verification, and about something to put inside YUSD. So I would say something like DeFi, NFTs intersection. Okay, guys, I believe we're moving to an interesting conversation here. Let's get it down with the speakers, because I personally want to talk to everyone here. Okay, so this is the great ideas. I believe we need to put them on feedback.rarible.com and to be able to then to move in future requests. And I like to pass the word to the Jürgen. Jürgen?
I cannot remember which topic it was I submitted. I think it was about the Rarible ambassador. So basically, what I wanted to say, I think most of the topics have so far been addressed. And what my concern is, like, sometimes, I started like the Rarible ambassador group, and then some people followed, but it's something, what I was seeing, how to explain that, you need, at the moment, all the people which are on the platform are most likely out of the crypto space. And I did some analytics. I mean, Rarible was growing explosive. And now we are kind of in a saturated market where I think all the people which are in the non-fungible token space have come to Rarible. I think we are now a community around 14,000 people, I think, addresses, which is kind of for blockchain, for a decentralized app big, but for a real big app, it's small. And I don't know if you guys know DeviantArt. Most likely everyone knows that site as well. So just compare, this is the target market which is out there. These are users which basically are digital artists. They understand digital, but the only thing is, how can we bring them to Rarible, to be honest? Because they are all looking for, how to say that? They're all looking for opportunities to make money. And as we know, money drives people, to be honest. And I think what I found interesting is the concept from the speaker before. We need to find a way how to empower people which have not basically done anything with blockchain before. Because as we still know, if you're new to this industry and you need to deal with MetaMask and everything, it's a hard way to do for a certain amount of people. So I think also to like, the biggest issue what I get always contacted is exactly this verification. There is no clear process how this works. So for example, it could be an easy way, you know, like you have this verification button on your profile, which is not verified, and you click on it and you get the information how to get verified. I think opportunity would be as well that we as a community, let's say 10 people who are verified can maybe temporarily verify an account. You know, something like that. You give the community itself the power to verify other users or which are on the platform. I know it can be fraudulent, that system as well, but you could build a mechanism in, because, you know, the ultimate goal of Rarible is to be like a self-governed community. So I think we would need to think about mechanisms how the community can govern itself. So I think this idea of maybe you need to ask 10 artists which are on the platform for, let's say, a certain amount of time, and they check over this profile and they basically say, yes, this looks like promising, this looks like real. I give a vote that this profile is verified. Mechanisms like this. Other things what I think would be interesting is, I think we had spikes. I mean, we had different communities coming in, which was very interesting to see. We had the traders coming in from the traders from 4chan, which basically popped into the channel and got confused why there is no trading talk, why people post art, and I found that very interesting. I think some people got a little bit excited as well. You know, the opportunity of money drives everything, and I think recently, you know, I'm involved in digital art and stuff like this. And so I asked some of my friends, but their perception is like all the artists which are successful on Rarible, they are successfully because of their own persona and presence. So, but this idea of bringing an artist onto the platform, which is not, let's say, strong in social media, for him, it would be very hard to sell. So we need also to consider what I was meaning, why, for example, it's really hard to bring those people in which are, let's say, in a traditional painter. I think some of you guys know most likely Primal Cypher. And the Primal Cypher, he was like an artist which started to digital stuff like just like the last 6 months. And he made a killing like recently, and he's very famous because of quality of work. But what I think the community around Rarible is like what I'm seeing now. We should more try to get all those people off which are in the creative industry, like on what was it, DeviantArt, for example, and stuff like this, because there's millions of users, to be honest. That's my statement to it.
Awesome, Jorgen. Again, I feel the important points to be touched again. So what I heard is verification, onboarding of new users. Big fan of this topic. I'd like to discuss it more after we finish the call, the talks here. And the self-governing community also have a lot to say about this.
There's one topic I want to address, but it's most likely not completely popular. It's tax issues. because I was involved, like I'm involved in long term in crypto, and we had recently this discussion about how do you tax NFTs. I know it's like at the moment it's wild, wild west, no one cares about it. But at a certain point, the question will arise, you know, when is someone commercially, like an artist, when is he commercially? Does he need to tax, you know, like all these things? I mean, it does not really affect us now at the moment because we're small, but assume there are like 200,000 artists, and it's like a little bit like eBay. eBay in the beginning, no one cared about people selling. But at a certain time, someone would say, hey, look at this artist. He's selling thousands of dollars online. What about his tax reports and all this stuff? In the end, because you're kind of a facilitator, and yes, everything is decentralized, but this is an issue where we need to educate people who are starting to sell online that there is a trap, to be honest. I mean, it's a very unpopular topic, but I'm just saying that this will come at a certain time at a big discussion point.
Awesome. I believe Pixel Queen wanted to build something for taxing, and he's doing his dashboard out of accounting. That's one of his big ones too. Okay, I believe we now go and to the Peter Pan talk, and then we'll finally have the ability to talk about it openly. Okay, guys. Peter, are you here?
Yeah, hey, I'm here. You know, just wanted to say, you know, introduce myself in the community. Just, you know, very excited about kind of, you know, solving these verification problems, right? Yeah, no, I'd like to keep it short and sweet, Alex, so that we can kind of go into the other areas of Rarible that's more pressing right now.
Okay, so yeah, you raised the point. Okay, let me try to first address all of the concerns that I heard today, and to share a little bit about our plans to do all of this. So at first, let me remind you guys that we are open-ended platform at the start, and at first we didn't have a verification at all. So this whole idea is to everyone can do anything, and it's an open market that decides. Obviously, being an open platform is a little bit hard, and we ran into the problem of infringement, and that somebody was copying another guys, and that's why we introduced the verified badge just to highlight the guys who are definitely not doing so. That's why right now we feel this big like push from the community, because it became something like as a check mark. So artists don't feel, I don't know, important. I don't feel welcome until they are verified. But initially that was just a bulletproof badge about someone who is like absolutely known as in the community. And right now we verify in this sense. We verify those who are like vouched a lot on Twitter, for example. This process isn't perfect, and we're not happy with the way how it goes. It obviously also concerns the team, because it takes a lot of time to process about those vouchers, and ultimately we can hire more people to do the verification process, but that's not the answer here, because we are aimed into growing 100 times, and we can like grow the team to verify 100 times of number of users. So the general answer for the verification process is that we are researching right now inside the team internally the process in which the governance token holders will be able to verify people. It's not simple, because if we just simply allow everyone, okay, you've got the governance token, you have the specific number, just verify anyone that you want. What we will have instantly out of this, somebody go to Uniswap, buy some tokens, verify somebody who wants to verify, and then sell them back. So we need to tweak this process a little bit, so it will be a little bit harder to do that. So it needs to get into account like how long-term aligned this person is who holds the token. This will be the ultimate answer. Meanwhile, we've of course just increased the number of team members who are doing the verification process. So this is how we see it. It's not that you can go to the Rarible, you can upload your works without verification, you can start selling, If you have enough traction, if there are people who are ready to vouch for you, we can verify you. But this is the short-term solution. Long-term, it's about governance, but we need the better tools for that. So it will be addressed. The second big question that I heard here is the support, the technical support. And again, this is very important for the team. And I believe the part of this problem is just the product problem, because like you don't need technical support to set up a page on Instagram. There is no support in the community to help you to upload your first Instagram page. So for the first part, the product should speak for itself. You should be able to connect your wallet, upload your work with one button. Although it's blockchain, it's early, sometimes your transaction fails, sometimes your MetaMask fails. And we have a community to help that. We just recently hired a special dedicated person to help to support people with support, and we are going to scrap all of the bugs from the platform, and you will be able to do that without the support. What else was here? BitBoy, can you please just tell a little bit more? Did I address your concerns?
Yeah, I think really something to think about, which is I understand that you guys, everybody doesn't have to be verified. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that. If you look at like TikTok, for instance, it's a new platform and it's about a year and a half old, whatever it may be. They really have two different paths of verification. You have a path of you've been on the platform for a long time. You made a lot of content. People know who you are. You earn it. Okay. And then there's also a second path to verification, which is you're just like a social media influencer, celebrity. Like, celebrities get verified overnight. If you have a certain amount of press or like people know who you are, like in this world, if there was, someone that's a verified known artist and they can prove to you that account is that person, whether it's a recording artist, whatever it may be, like, those should kind of be two different things. Cause I definitely think, everybody just trying to get the check mark, so they can be on the listings or whatever it may be, like, if literally everybody's want to be verified, then you might as well just turn over to KYC and just have everybody KYC when they come in, and then boom, you just solve the entire problem. So, but obviously, decentralization, people don't want that, so I think those are some things to think about with the verification. The most important thing is if somebody's really starting to sell and they're doing well, is that people aren't copying that stuff. I mean, I saw somebody on Twitter, that was saying that someone had copied their art, sold it for like 20 times more than they've ever made off of anything they've ever done, and that's the kind of thing that will turn real artists away, from wanting to come onto the platform. So I think that's kind of with verification, kind of where I stand. And I know, I think Alex made a comment about, complaining about being verified. That is all I had to do. Like, I had to complain on Twitter. That's how I got verified, because people were starting to sell. And I understand that like everybody just doesn't get, verified that quickly, but I was trying for a week to get verified already. And it was becoming a problem because people were already selling, fraudulent things. That was kind of my point, is that when that stuff is happening and people are being frauds and they're, selling other people's stuff and taking screenshots, like, it's more important that stuff gets dealt with. That's why, even though like, hey, great, I got verified in a week, it takes other people a month, like, hey, I should be happy about that. No, because that still is not the issue. The issue is people are selling things that they stole, and that's a good way to send this platform straight down to the dumpster.
Okay, awesome. Thanks. So this would be another point that I didn't cover. Obviously, the moderation. I've been telling since the beginning of the platform that we want to build the community moderation, and again, this social governance token based moderation could be potential an answer here. So like, again, let's say we have a bunch of guys with the governance token. Let's give them the opportunity to moderate stuff, because it's in their interest to remove fraudulent stuff from the platform, because obviously that's in their best monetary interest. I have an open question to the community. How do we deal with the tribalism? Okay, let's say the moment there is a verification, the community verification, the moment there is a community moderation service, the moment where it is decentralized, as we on the path to gradual decentralization. How do we do with tribalism? I do see a lot of activity on the Discord, on the Telegram groups, with a lot of just, I don't know, a lot of calls to ban someone. That, okay, guys, this is it's just, I don't know, the community is a little bit radical right now. So it's an open question to the community. When we have these tools in town, do you expect them to behave well in terms of verification and moderation and all of this?
Yeah, if we go for the community route of self-moderation, moderating content, I think we definitely need to have it be transparent. I think that will definitely help thwart bad players and people playing favoritism.
That's a good point. How this transparency can look like. So should we have this the list of basically all the decisions done by community? So it would work like this. So imagine that right now we have the report button, and on the report button we just count how many like governance tokens did this report, and if it matches the special threshold, then it's gone. Do you believe, like, again, instant problems or positiveness of this? Can you foresee something?
I think that could definitely be a possible solution to that. Yeah, it kind of helps having the community double check every action taken by a moderator, so there's no sort of gatekeeper in that system. It's going to be tough to create, but I think that might be probably the best solution if we want to have a decentralized community aspect for Rarible. What it looks like, it needs to be kind of designed out and probably proposed, but I think that might be a good solution. Otherwise, people are just going to continue being angry about the process of having a centralized solution towards getting verified, removing content from the platform. I think that gives a lot more power to the community, which ultimately I think will be helpful for Rarible. Although who knows, it could go horribly wrong, but I think it's worth a shot.
It was a shot. That's what I think. Okay, we have a pause now. Anyone wants to take an opportunity to speak?
Oh, I want to ask about is there a room for affiliation? I understand that the whole crypto art market is has been built to allow creators to own their work and stuff like this, but also creators sometimes need agencies that can help them to expose their work to a wider range of audience and even help them in the direction of creating new stuff and stuff like this. So is there going to be a room for agencies in Rarible to encourage creators to come and upload their work to the platform in a legit way? Because I see in the Discord room, people are complaining when there is some type of affiliation or people are promoting other artists' work without stealing their rights.
Great question. I believe that's the question to artists. Do artists feel that they need promotion and affiliation? I'm personally a big fan of this, and I'm thinking about how this can be implemented again, decentralized manner. But any artist want to share his thoughts on that?
Can you restate the question just again for me real quick?
So if there is a room for affiliation, can somebody promote somebody else's works or connect somehow people and earn on the on doing that job?
And you're asking if there's a way to do that now, or what I feel about getting that done?
What do I feel about getting that done?
Currently, I mean, this is just how it's been for me. I think the big collaboration would be, I think, was something that was talked about earlier, was when you upload a piece and you're collaborating with someone, maybe possibly being able to add 2 creators or multiple creators of that piece, instead of, one person makes it and then sends 5 to the other person. As far as that goes, I think there's cool ways of doing it. Like, you can still get it done now, but it just comes down to marketing. It just comes down to branding yourself. That's my personal take on it, along with half the other things that go on, just marketing and branding, putting the hustle into it.
Okay, let me try to reframe the question. If there would be a button, okay, share 2% of my earnings to the affiliated network that would promote my work, and if it was bought by anyone who came out of this network, then I'm okay to share some of the proceeding, like 2%. Like, would you press that?
It's a good question. I don't see why not. I mean, I would have to see it be implemented in a way that, I don't know, I'm visual, so I'd have to really see it in a system. That's my
Okay.
personal take on it.
Okay, good. I believe we have time for several more questions. Anyone wants to jump in?
I don't have a question, but I do want to talk about the verification process and some of the stuff I've been seeing in chat, if that's cool, and just my.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if there was some great questions in chat, because I personally wasn't able to track all of this.
Word. This is just coming from, I just want to talk about the verification process where I think it is, because there's a lot of people pissed off at it. And to be quite honest with you, I don't have any sympathy for them. I'm still rather new to the platform myself. Yes, I've gotten verified, but at the same time, like, you also got to put the push in. A lot of the people I see in Discord that are talking about getting verified, you're spamming the same thing. You're not posting on Twitter at all. And there's probably 1 or 2 uploads in your collections. I think the verification process is a good start. Honestly, I kind of dig it. It forces people to market themselves. It forces people to engage with Rarible on social media platforms. I think that's great for Rarible and the artist in and of its own. I didn't use Twitter myself before using Rarible. And since switching to Rarible and forcing myself to use Twitter, I've noticed engagement like no other. I've also seen I've stopped making prints, which is what I've been doing for years, specifically because of just the engagement in the community that I've seen from using Twitter and Rarible together, and the Discord. The Discord's huge. That being said, I think where it's at now is pretty good. I think, everyone's like, oh, just hire more people. It's not that fucking easy. And I know how it goes. It's not that fucking easy for you guys. You guys got other big things to worry about before you let people that are just going to post Pepe memes and shit, Papega shit, that on verified accounts. Like, you guys have more bigger things to solve. And I see that, and I hope I'm sure a lot of other people see that. Yeah, Pepe memes are cool, bro. I understand. My bad. But I think it's a good start. I think over time, maybe having a council that does meetings like this, maybe a list of people that, okay, maybe we should verify this. We'll look at it together. I think that going forward, having a blend of keeping it the way it is now, keeping it kind of hard, making people having to post on Twitter and tag the accounts is a good start. And then I think going forward with that, you'd be able to make it so that when people do join, I think there should be like a getting started page, or of that nature. I know there's help in Discord, but doing marketing and such for companies, not everybody wants to put the time into getting onto Discord, unfortunately. So maybe even like a getting started page when they sign up, like, hey, here are the steps, like making your first mint. Maybe even make like a quest system, like, hey, if you mint your first item here and you do this, you'll get a free little Rari token in next Monday or something. You do this task, people will want to engage with that. They'll get something out of it, and they're learning at the same time, hopefully. But that's all I could think of. I just want to say that I don't mind the verification process. People just got to hustle. And if they don't want to hustle, then I don't know what to tell them, either make art to make art or make art to be verified and get your ego. It's up to you. Just make cool shit. That's all it's about. And if people don't understand that, I don't know what to say. But
yeah, I would say that once again, kind of like my point, it's not as much about the ego or like having it. It's preventing fraud. Like that's something that will run people away from this space completely. Once someone comes in, I mean, think about the bull run in 2017. People came in, they made a bunch of money off the rip, and then all these ICOs exit scammed, all these people exit scammed, all these projects crashed, and guess what? Those people didn't come back. They came in, they got a bad taste in their mouth, and they left. And if that stuff runs rampant on the site, then that's exactly what is going to happen. So I think to me, that's what the verification is all about. Verification wouldn't even be necessary if there was a way to, another way to be able to prevent fraud, and absolute stealing of other people's work. So, but I want to bring up one other totally separate point that I think I've been thinking about a lot, that I think would be probably pretty easy to be able to implement on a site. Maybe not that easy, but like having a follower feed where you can just click who you follow and not, you don't just get a list of them, like an actual feed. Once again, kind of like TikTok. TikTok's got your following page and then your For You. You click on one, get totally different content on both of them. And having a place like right now, like I'm doing, we just decided, I've got a partner in this with me. We just decided that we're going to be giving away all our Rari rewards every week. And we're going to figure out a good way to do that. We don't have that nailed down exactly. But we're going to be doing that starting this week. There's no way other than me like doing videos or maybe putting out a tweet to get that message out to people. And that I'm doing a giveaway on the rest of our cards from our old collection this weekend. We got a new collection coming out next week. For all those people that buy those over this weekend, we're going to enter them into a giveaway, and we're going to be giving away, more ETH for that. The thing is, I got no way to tell the people that. All I can do is just promote it on my videos, promote it on Twitter, promote it on wherever. But if there was like a social media aspect, woven into this, I think that could take things, to a much more dramatic level than where it is now.
100%. Yep.
And being able to search. Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. And having an easy system to find out who has bought your cards, like right now, we just did an airdrop. We airdrop cards to everybody that bought our first 5. And so I actually had to have my assistant in the office here had to compile a list. How long did that take you, Lila? How long did it take you to make that list of all those addresses? 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours to compile addresses for an airdrop. And that's, like these are all little bitty things that, I think can have a dramatic effect on improving the platform for both the buyers and the sellers and the community in general. I mean, when you've got that, because right now it feels like community split between Telegram and Discord. I have more people that hate me on Discord than on Telegram. So I just stay in the Telegram group for the most part. But it seems like, the attention split in different places. But if you were to focus that and have that community aspect on the platform itself, I think that would be like a win-win.
Yeah. Just to add to that, just real quick. I already said earlier, like I use Rarible now more than Facebook. I'm not going to lie. And just once you put that feed in there, that social media aspect, dude, I'm screwed. I will be attached to this platform. So that's a great point, man. Totally agree.
Awesome suggestions. Definitely social aspect to the platform. We started social. We are continuing to be social, although it's expensive in terms of efforts to build that. So we need to prioritize now. I believe the next big things would be the revamp of the whole onboarding system, because I recently been onboarding several artists on the platform from the scratch, and it was a little bit hard. You even need to put your cover and your image in the different places. It was like naturally evolving, and now it's a little bit messy. I think that this would be a big next step. Okay, awesome suggestions about the feed is great. Personal feed. We are a little bit concerned that we will lose some kind of discoverability then, because right now you just minted and you appeared on everyone's screen. And if that we transition to the feed, then the new artists will be a little bit harder to promote. But yeah, we need to reverse engineer the TikTok algorithm that makes us new artists and your followers.
Also, with respect to onboarding, Alex, one interesting thing that I keep thinking over and over for Rarible, but also, you know, many other products in blockchain is like this idea of just destroying all the barriers there. I feel like there's enough great wallets that are usable these days. I personally use like Rainbow Wallet and Argent. They both support NFTs, by the way. And you guys, you know, you can log into Rarible on mobile from like just through the mobile experience, and then go to Rainbow Wallet and then like actually log in, which is huge progress compared to where we were even like a year ago in blockchain. But there's this still kind of like last barrier to entry where, you know, to even like mint something, you still need Ether, right? And so I keep thinking that there's a flow where, like, let's say that you're a creator on the platform already, and you have a creator that's never touched Ethereum, but you want them to try out Rarible. We need this flow where you kind of send them a link, they like hit the link, they go to Rarible, maybe they log in through Fortmatic or through a wallet, which then they have to go through that flow quickly. But at least once they go through that, they have an Ethereum address. And then as soon as they get an address, it kind of says, hey, you know, Alex is giving you $10 worth of Ether or something, just so you can try your first couple of mints, right? Or something like that. And I feel like a lot of people here would be willing to pay a few bucks just to have their friends try out the platform. And there are even more complicated schemes where that could be like a loan on a lending protocol or something, but we can think about it as the next step. But I just feel like if you get the flow down to a forwardable link that you could just send to somebody, you'll start to convert, you know, a lot more people who haven't used Ethereum before. And that seems really valuable. But curious if anyone here has had the experience of, you know, onboarding artists and like felt that pain a bit.
So we're onboarding a lot of new artists on for Once Money platform, and something that we're going to be doing that is market before you mint. So people will be able to upload these images and place them to the market, and then the contract will handle the minting whenever somebody goes to purchase that piece of art.
I believe some of other platforms did something like this. So like you mint on the back end without any interaction with Ethereum. And then if it's bought, you can withdraw. But that resulted kind of in having non-existing authors on OpenSea or Rarible or any other platform that just tracks where the NFT originated. I do believe that this shareable link is a great idea. I think we've got the link drop on the list of our partners, and we can do something like this with them. I recently talked to them, asked them to add the Rainbow Wallet to their list of supported onboarding wallets. By the way, guys, again, open call to the community. What's the easiest new wallet for the artists to start with? Maybe something's new came in the market.
I'd say MetaMask. I've helped a couple artists get started with MetaMask personally.
Yeah, MetaMask is the go-away, yeah.
Jürgen?
Tor.us, you can use each email address as a login. I mean, it's not as secure. I don't know if you know those guys. It's a T-O-R, I can write it in the text.
Taurus, yeah.
Taurus,
yeah. Anyone
so
here
like
else?
This is where I bought at the moment on the easiest way people to crypto, because, you know, you just send them like 0.2 Ether, and you can send it to the email, and then they log in with the email, and then they have it. So if you integrate Taurus as a login option, then it's basically pretty easy to onboard people.
Do they support NFTs?
Taurus as basically as a wallet, you mean, or as a?
Yeah, as a display wallet on their
They have
dashboard.
it's web based at the moment, so they have it on the dashboard as well. You can watch NFTs there. Yes, they're based in Singapore.
I'd say as far as MetaMask goes, I mean, I agree. I'm a huge fan of MetaMask. I think that something I discovered was I was using Rarible through my browser, and when you go from your mobile browser, it only allows you to connect through Formatic, iWallet, or Wallet Link, and whatever the other one was. But then I discovered like actually you just go to your MetaMask, your MetaMask app, and then you just go to the browser inside of the MetaMask app, and then you can connect it. So maybe something like that needs to be said, like because you go on the browser on your regular internet on the desktop, and it's just MetaMask. You click it right there, but then when you go through the mobile, it's not there. And that made me think for some reason like maybe you couldn't connect the MetaMask through the mobile, but you got to do third party through their app. So I don't know if anybody else has a problem.
Yeah, that's
That is some good advice. I didn't know that actually.
You mean like a deep link into MetaMask directly?
You can even press Wallet Connect in Safari, and the MetaMask would be one of the options.
Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting. Yeah, I had an account with Formatic because I think that's what it's called, something like that. It was the first.
Yeah, wallet onboarding, it's literally the first feature that we've got, and it's still in the same state. The way it was a year ago. Yeah, I need to revamp that one also.
I think the focus is really like focus on desktop, because artists, when they mint, they will mint through the desktop. So make the desktop experience as easy and smooth as possible in the beginning. I mean, mobile is more advanced, I would say.
Well, I mean, it's just most people are on the go all the time. You know, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I always prefer to use desktop. It's kind of old fashioned, I think, you know, but a lot
but
of
in
people,
crypto, it's still mostly, I think, desktop so far.
Yeah. So I
think
think
it's more secure for the artists too.
Yeah. For the artist side, I definitely agree. Yeah. That sounds better.
Somebody started saying something.
Oh, I had a question for you, Alex. If everybody, I didn't want to overtalk someone. Let's see. How do you guys intend to ramp up the detection of wash trading on the site?
That's an interesting topic. So I believe the ultimate thing is to go, wash trading. What's the definition of wash trading? Basically, that's the trading that doesn't like bring long-term value to the platform. So somebody just hopped in, traded with himself, didn't interact with anyone in the community at all, didn't buy from any other artist, didn't buy from any other guys. So we've measured some data, and we see that basically a lot of new accounts do that. And let's say verified artists right now, that's why we have also verification, are less subject to do so. That's why we increased the factor. There is a community voting right now happening to increase the factor that verified artists would receive. And I think we first go to the community verification and community moderation. And after that, we can change the distribution model so that, let's say, we go only verified ones can receive rare reward, and that would basically solve wash trading, but only after we have the scalable verification system. Or we could go the other way again and basically solve the scalable moderation system at first, so that we can remove guys who are not like good for the platform. I mean, not in terms of quality, but in terms of just a lot of reports are just there is on-chain evidence for the wash trading. Again, we can solve this one first in the scalable format, and then change the distribution a little bit to address that. So we don't want to like manually process a lot of stuff. We don't want to hire a team to do that again, because it's not scalable. This is the general idea of how we want to address that.
Cool. No, thank you. Appreciate that.
Okay. I think we're about to wrap this up. Any last questions from the audience?
Yeah, are you guys going to do music albums or audio NFTs? Tab?
Yes, they are in the development right now. So there's like it's been written right now. I believe you will see them soon. It won't be albums though. That would be individual audios at first, and individual videos, and then we'll add unlockable audios but yeah, the progress is done on that side. So yeah, we actually promised them to deliver a little bit earlier, but yeah, it's taking a little bit more time than expected.
Dope.
So I just I've been listening to the whole call and I have a few questions and ideas. So I agree with BitBoy about how there should be like some sort of timeline for followers, as most of my sales and most of my interactions have happened on social media. And it would be so much easier just to go on the Rarible website and be able to like see who I follow, who I'm interacting with, who has bought my stuff. Just simply just for convenience sake, just to see, because then if you put it, currently if you mint something within 2 minutes, it's down the feed, it's sort of lost, and even those who follow you can't find it. As for the second point, you guys were talking about how to bring in artists from other platforms, and to me the biggest thing you guys could do is have virtual exhibitions in your Decentraland space. Just simply because if you think about it from like a fine arts contemporary perspective, a lot of artists have ideas for installations and projects that are essentially not feasible due to funds, health reasons, or size. And so having this virtual space and having you guys as curators for it who pick and choose from the verified artists to have, say, group shows, and to have somebody from the outside world, say like not a renowned artist, but a somewhat on the come up sculptor, for example, create a 3D model and have that in the space is a good way of interaction. Just simply because you no longer have to pay for it. It can be done on a computer and posted virtually. And so it's like a pretty good way to interact. That's all I have.
Okay, so the feed again, I heard the request for the feed based on your followers. It's just a matter of prioritization. It will be done at some point in the future when we deal with the like instant stuff. And the second one, just I'm sorry, can you remind the second one? I kind of lost my thoughts.
Having group shows on your Decentraland
yeah,
plotland.
We just had the opening party at Decentraland, and we have some items showed already. And actually, we can manage them to be replaced once in a week, once a day. We just need a better process to do that. I believe we don't want to be like the single source of curation truth here. So if we have some kind of process to replace them by the community call, I believe we would be willing to do so. So yeah, it can be done. Just need to better understanding how do we do it.
One question for you, Alex. I'm wondering, it's awesome to see things like Wrapped, CryptoPunks, and Avastars and other things trading on the Rarible platform that weren't minted on Rarible, but what's the process for getting a new smart contract to actually be traded on the Rarible platform?
Okay, awesome question. So a little bit later, it would be automatically. So just any other ERC contract that ERC 721 that's out there will be added. So far, we add them like manually. We need to process that by hand. So I believe the best way is to just send me the contract address, and I will add it to the backlog of stuff to add. But yeah, the midterm goal is to done this automatically.
Cool, thank you.
Okay, and the dev who wants to start contributing to Rarible, I believe, I don't know, just write to me probably. The best way to get in touch is with me on Twitter or on by email. Oh, yeah. Let me just. Yes, and yes, this is okay. Former boy, you asking something? You probably.
I'll just, you know what? I hate this guy. This guy's such a douche. Okay, so let's just get the elephant out of the room. Let's just get it out of here, okay? This is the situation, okay? This guy has got a hard on for me. I don't know why. And he really wants to bring me down. People cannot understand how I've got over 3 million followers on social media, total, counting TikTok. They can't understand how somebody can come on a platform and sell. So he's isolated an address and puts the Etherscan on that bought 4 cards out of, we sold about 500. You guys can look at this. You guys can go see all of it. Okay, so here's what happened, okay? Uneducation on our part for some things, okay? Because there's another address that we bought a few cards from, okay? Out of about 500 cards we sold, we had bought about 30 of them. Why? Well, my kids wanted to have some for giveaways. You know, some weren't selling. We didn't understand burning. We didn't understand transferring. So there were a few cards that were bought. We're talking about less than 10%. We also didn't even know when we came on this platform that we were getting Rarible. We did not even know we were getting that. We had read it. We didn't even know where it was. It's actually kind of tricky where it is up at the top where it says governance. If anybody wants to go analyze every single sale we made, this much, okay, we did buy it. And that's exactly why I just told you. We had some that weren't selling. We thought we had too many supply. We sold the first 10 cards that we put out. They just flew off the shelf, all of them. And then all of a sudden we decided on the next run, we were gonna make 30 instead of 20 of each, and they didn't sell as well. So we were trying to figure out the supply and the demand and things like that. So that's exactly what happened. There's been no wash trading. And you know what? We're going to give away all our Rarible from now on to nip this problem in the bud. People are going to understand that I came into this space and I came onto Rarible to make a mark. And we're going to make a mark. We don't need to wash trade. Actually, I have a lot of the big accounts. We probably have more verified legit sales than probably almost any of them. So that's exactly what happened. That's the elephant in the room. This guy's just a bitch, honestly. I hate this guy. If he was here, I'd choke him out. That's how much I hate this guy. So
yeah,
fuck you.
Tell him.
Yeah,
tell him how
exactly
it is.
Right. He's trying to ride my clout. He's trying to do it, and he's trying to do it a little bit. But what you're going to see is you can't beat somebody that doesn't cheat. Period. So there you go. So that said my piece. There's the elephant in the room. That's everything out for everybody to see. There it is. Go check it all.
Dude, straight up.
I hate this bitch. Sorry.
Yeah. So I like the response. I didn't like the emotional part though. Understand your pain. I actually checked this transaction and I did confirm that this address bought like 3 either of you after you sent
3 out of like 500.
Yeah, that's why it wasn't excluded and we didn't like take any action. But again, I don't want to do that. So I appreciate the report. It's my best interest to solve the scalability reporting, verification, and moderation services, because otherwise I kind of need to do it with my team. So believe me, guys, I'm on with you on this. Okay. It's getting a little bit longer. I believe the official part is like very done. That this meeting is actually gonna be like repeated meeting every 1 or 2 weeks. You guys are on the chat with community call, I believe. If somebody isn't, then let me just share the link here. So let's discuss. Oh, we don't have a link. Okay, Masha, we probably need to convert the chat, or Ksenia, probably need to convert the chat to the super group so we can share a link to it.
Okay.
So yeah, let's keep all the questions to the next meeting. I'm like, we are taking any advice on what's the best time to perform this. This is awesome for us. If anyone has any suggestions. Okay. Well, guys, thank you for showing up. Thank you all the speakers that presented today. Awesome questions asked. I believe this community call will be a ground basically for all the politicians. Since we are the self-governing community, it will proliferate. We will have some community leaders speak for the community. So yeah, grow your audience, guys, and bring the important questions from the community here next time.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Alex.